Welcome to This Explainer. Okay, so today we're doing something really fun. We are breaking down the exact real-world traits of different dog breeds to find the absolute ultimate indoor companion for your specific living situation. Seriously, if you're looking for a dog and a literal housemate wrapped into one, you're in the right place. We're going to dive into the actual day-to-day data of what it's truly like to share your home with these guys.
And listen, there's absolutely no shame in being a homebody. I mean, holding down the couch? That definitely counts as a hobby. Working from home is such a massive trend right now, and a lot of us just need a dog that matches that cozy, introverted energy. You know, a pup that doesn't need a sprawling backyard or force you into those obligatory, awkward social functions at the local dog park.
So, here's our roadmap for today. We'll kick things off with the homebody lifestyle, then check out the ultimate couch potatoes, move on to the quiet and clean companions, explore small pups with surprisingly big personalities, and wrap it all up by helping you choose your perfect roommate.
All right, Section 1, the homebody lifestyle. Let's validate the indoor life for a second. It's actually really fascinating how perfectly some dogs align with our modern lifestyles. These indoor-loving dogs are perfect for apartment renters, they are absolutely ideal for remote workers, and they're fantastic for city dwellers. The crucial takeaway here is that as long as their specific mental stimulation and basic exercise needs are met, and we're talking simple indoor games or short daily walks, these dogs actually thrive in smaller spaces. Yep, no huge yard required. Moving right along to Section 2, the ultimate couch potatoes. This is all about low energy and high cuddles.
Now, the Basset Hound was originally bred for hunting, right? So naturally, you'd probably expect this rugged, outdoorsy dog. But the reality? Oh man, they are the quintessential couch potato. Honestly, their favorite activities usually consist of napping and, well, overeating. Thanks to those short little legs and brawny bodies, heavy exercise is actually pretty tough for them. They're just simple, easygoing guys. Give them a good chew toy and they're perfectly entertained for hours indoors. You definitely have to watch their diet though, because the data shows they are quite prone to obesity.
But hey, if a Basset Hound is a little too big for your space, consider the French Bulldog. There's a reason they're skyrocketing in popularity with city dwellers. They stay under 30 pounds, stand about a foot tall, and their energy levels are just incredibly low. A super short bout of exercise is literally all they need. And then of course you've got the pug. Pugs are peaceful, they're mellow, and instead of loud, annoying barking, they make these adorable little yodeling yips. But full disclosure, here's what you've got to be prepared for. Some pugs have a double coat, which means some pretty heavy shedding. If you're sharing a tiny apartment with one, you'll for sure want to invest in a good de-shedding shampoo.
So the whole game here is matching the dog to your exact, specific living space. Which naturally leads me to ask you a really important question. Do you have paper-thin apartment walls? Because if you do, a loud, barking dog is pretty much a deal breaker.
That brings us perfectly to Section 3, the quiet and clean. We're talking silent roommates and self-groomers.
Okay, let's talk about the Basenji, because this is a truly fascinating combination. They've got a dog's body, perfectly apartment-sized at under 18 inches and 25 pounds, but they kind of have a cat's personality. They are famously a barkless breed. I mean, they might make a really unique yodeling sound every once in a while, but they are never going to wake up your neighbors with endless barking. Plus, they actually love keeping themselves clean and do a lot of their own grooming. And the best part for busy professionals? They aren't overly clingy at all. They can happily chill alone at home for up to 8 hours. Moving over to the Bolognese. Now, when you look at that puffy, fluffy white coat, your first thought is probably that they're going to shed absolutely everywhere. But surprise, they're actually categorized as non-shedding dogs. That makes them a phenomenal choice if you suffer from allergies. There is a bit of a catch though. The data tells us the Bolognese is highly prone to separation anxiety. So they're really best suited for folks who work from home and can actually be around them on a daily basis. Another fantastic, quiet, and clean option is the Schipperke. They're actually affectionately known by the nickname LBD, which stands for Little Black Devil. But hey, don't let the name scare you. They definitely have a bit of a big boss personality, but they're incredibly clever and totally fearless little indoor dogs. What really makes them stand out as awesome roommates is how beautifully they can coexist with cats and other pets. Plus, as long as they get enough exercise beforehand, you can totally leave them alone for 5 to 8 hours during the day.
Next up, Section 4, small pups, big personalities. Sometimes tiny dogs come with huge demands.
Just to really understand the scale we're talking about here, think about the Chihuahua. They weigh in at just around 5 pounds. Compare that to the 25-pound Basenji or the 30-pound French Bulldog. Because a Chihuahua is literally so tiny, their little legs have to move twice as fast as other dogs just to get anywhere. What this means for you is that to a Chihuahua, a standard one-bedroom apartment basically feels like a massive mansion. They can literally get all the required exercise just by zooming back and forth from your kitchen to the sofa.
Here's another breed that's surprisingly fascinating for indoor living, the Italian Greyhound. Now, the big myth here is that because they are literally born to run, they must have crazy high energy levels and need these wide open spaces. But the actual fact? Yeah, they're lightning fast, but their overall energy levels aren't actually that high. They're surprisingly relaxed indoor loungers. They really only need a few daily walks and some low-key chill playtime inside to be perfectly content. When you're talking about indoor living, separation anxiety is absolutely make or break information. Like we just mentioned, the Basenji can easily do up to 8 hours alone. But the Cavalier King Charles Spaniel, the Maltese, 0 hours alone. The Cavalier is just a deeply dependent breed. They are so incredibly clingy, they will quite literally follow you into the bathroom. And the glamorous Maltese, with that stunning floor-length white coat, they're somehow even more intense. They are hardcore companion dogs. If you leave them alone for hours, they're going to bark excessively, and they will start tearing your house apart.
And then we've got what the sources lovingly refer to as the high-maintenance royals. Take the Chow Chow, which was famously Queen Victoria's absolute favorite. They love being the king of the castle inside because they're actually pretty wary of new things outdoors. Then you have the Pomeranian, super elegant, basically a beautiful little puffball, right? But they have a really short attention span, they get bored so easily, and crucially, they bark a lot. Finally, the confident little Dachshund still has a super high prey drive left over from its hunting days. The big takeaway for all three of these breeds is simple. If you don't give them enough mental stimulation or physical exercise, that pent-up energy turns into some seriously unpleasant behavior inside your home.
Which brings us to our final section, choosing your perfect roommate. Let's cover the final takeaways.
Look, choosing an indoor dog isn't just about grabbing the smallest pup you can find. It's like a giant puzzle. You need a strategic match. Step 1, seriously assess your noise limits. Got thin apartment walls? You absolutely have to avoid vocal breeds like the Pomeranian, and maybe look at a pug or a Basenji instead. Step 2, check your away hours. If you're commuting to an office every day, skip the Maltese and the Cavalier, or you'll come home to a destroyed living room. And step 3, match your willingness to groom. If the idea of dog hair all over your couch drives you crazy, dodge that double-coated pug and look for a non-shedding buddy like the Bolognese.
At the end of the day, picking an indoor dog requires some pretty brutal honesty about how you actually live. So, if you had to choose a canine roommate today, which of these dogs actually matches the reality of your daily routine? Take a really hard look at your living space, your actual work schedule, and your patience for things like barking and shedding. Because your perfect roommate is definitely out there. You just have to know exactly what you're looking for. See you next time.